Planets in our solar system. How many are there, and which are most interesting? Our solar system consists of the Sun and its 9 planets. 8, actually, since Pluto got the kick. Planets receive so much attention that it's easy to miss a lot of other fascinating stuff in our solar system, like moons. Many of them are just as intriguing as the planets they orbit. Our planet has 1 moon, and our solar system has over 200 moons. Most major planets, excluding Mercury and Venus, have moons. Pluto, other dwarf planets, and many asteroids have small moons. Welcome to Brainbender Solarium. Join us as we travel through space and explore some of the most interesting moons in our solar system. Ganymede looks a lot like the Earth's moon, but there's one major difference: the size. Ganymede is Jupiter's largest moon and the largest moon in the entire solar system. It's so massive that it has its own magnetic field, something no other moon can claim. In fact, its size falls between the size of the planets Mercury and Mars. We could make an insensitive joke about how all the ugly moons orbit Uranus, but Miranda is the ugly duckling of the solar system. At first glance, it looks like whoever was in charge of making moons threw some leftovers together and sent them to sail around Uranus. Miranda has some of the most diverse landscapes in the solar system. Some contend that the intergalactic space wombats strip-mined Miranda in their ever-desperate quest for space gold. We'll never know. What we do know is that Miranda is named after a Shakespearean character who never married. A moon named Callisto, a moon of Jupiter, is the acne-plagued adolescent in the solar system. Unlike most celestial bodies of its size, Callisto has no volcanic activity on its surface. It is the largest body in the solar system without any, so caves have been piling up for eons. The surface of Callisto is 4 billion years old, making it the oldest unaltered surface and the most heavily cratered planet in the solar system. At just a mile wide, Dactyl is the smallest moon in the solar system. An asteroid named Ida claims this moon. If you're looking at Ida through a telescope, Dactyl is the teensy little dot on the right. Dactyl is one of the most unusual moons in the solar system since it orbits an asteroid rather than a planet. In Greek mythology, Ida was a mountain populated by creatures called dactyls, making sense that the sole inhabitant of the asteroid should bear that name. Dactyl answered many questions about asteroids. For example, it was possible to determine Ida's mass and composition by studying the orbit of Dactyl. Before Dactyl's discovery, astronomers believed that asteroids were too small to have moons. Epimetheus and Janus are 2 moons of Saturn that share almost the same orbit. This orbit share could mean that once upon a time, these 2 moons were one. But here's the thing. They switch positions and nearly collide about once every 4 years. The nearest the moons have ever come to each other is 6,200 miles, which seems like a lot, but isn't in galactic terms. Enceladus is one of Saturn's innermost moons. It is one of the most reflective bodies in the solar system, reflecting nearly 100% of the light that reaches it. It has geyser feathers that split ice and dust particles into space. While the NASA probe Cassini was circling Saturn, a photo was taken of the geysers. What's even more shocking is that these geysers are the origins of Saturn's E-ring. The particles they spewed out were trapped in Saturn's gravity, and one of the rings was gradually formed. It makes sense since Enceladus is orbiting directly within the E-ring. Another interesting moon is Triton of Neptune, Neptune's largest moon. This is the only moon in the solar system that circles its planet in the opposite direction of its host planet's rotation. Triton is one of the few moons in our solar system that is volcanically active. While volcanoes usually spit out lava, Triton's volcanoes erupt with liquid water and ammonia that freezes on contact due to frigid temperatures. In simple terms, Triton has ice volcanoes. It is very bright and reflects a lot of light since the surface is coated with ice. But Triton is not covered with the solid form of water. Triton is one of the coldest regions of our solar system. It is so cold that nitrogen freezes and forms a reflective layer of ice over the moon's surface. Europa, another Jupiter moon, has one of the cleanest surfaces in the solar system. This is because the entire moon is a single ocean of water with an ice layer on the surface. But like the gentle, gooey cheese concealed within the pizza crust, there's a liquid ocean of water underneath the icy shell due to Jupiter's tidal heating. This ocean has 2 or 3 times the amount of water that Earth has. Here's the funny part. Based on the warmth of this ocean, which would come from Europa's core, with heating from Jupiter, life could potentially be supported. We're not talking about bacteria here. There is a legitimate possibility that Europa might house dynamic life. Due to the immense tidal friction of Jupiter, there is a lot of volcanic activity in Io, a moon/hell world. This moon is Mordor from The Lord of the Rings. Volcanoes cover the entire surface. Eruptions are so common that Voyager was able to take pictures of mid-eruption volcanoes. There are no craters on Io because the lava from eruptions fill them and cleans the surface. From space, these volcanic eruptions can be seen with the naked eye. These eruptions have a kick to them. Some of them climb as high as 190 miles and have half the speed needed to float lava into space. And dibs on the band name, Space Lava. Saturn's moon Titan, not to be confused with Neptune's moon Triton, is the weirdest moon in the solar system. It's the only one with an atmosphere denser than ours. What lies underneath those clouds has been a mystery for a very long time. Titan's atmosphere is nitrogen-based, like Earth's, but contains other gases such as methane. If the methane density is high enough, liquid methane could rain on Titan. The presence of prominent bright regions on its surface, which is all we can see through the clouds, means that there are liquid seas on the surface of Titan, which are possibly also methane. Because of most of these compounds' organic origin, it is likely that Titan still has life. But the prospect of colonizing Titan in the future to extract resources from Saturn is much more exciting. There would be many challenges involved, but all that is required for human life is liquid water underneath the surface, gravity comparable to our own moon, and ample fuel and fertilizer. I can't speak for anyone else, but I think these moons are almost as intriguing as the planets. They are worthy of our attention. Maybe we will see more studies of moons like these in the future. Thanks for joining us. We hope you found this video interesting. If so, take a look at some of our other videos you see on the screen now. Also, ring that bell to keep up with new content that we publish weekly. We'll see you next time, here on Solarium.